Okay, chair time. Ted here, Big Goofy Runner and family. Another chair video here. Wasn't really planning on doing enough chair videos on here to start to become a chair channel, but here we are. So I've been working from home since March of 2020. I started off by using this chair here, which was great, except for I was starting to find I was having some ergonomic issues with it, and as I went on, I've realized that it sits a little crooked, so I don't sit properly in the chair. It was fine for doing a little bit of computer work here at home and things like that, but it just was not sufficient to do a full 8-hour workday plus personal time on the chair. It was just too much for it. So I got this, the Dexley chair, and I'll give a link to the video where I unbox and set this guy up. And it's been a great chair for me. The mesh is fantastic. It supports my weight. When I got it, I was in the 250 range. I'm down the 230 range. It does well for a larger person. I'm 6'2". Lots of things I really love about it, and it's still very comfortable. Couple minor issues with it. One, it squeaks now. Plastic on plastic for a lot of pieces, so there is some squeaking now, which I've generally just been able to ignore. It's not a big problem. But the other piece is when you sit in it, even with the tilt lock, you tilt back. You tilt back a little bit, even with the tilt lock on. I'm finding it just moves me too far back from the computer, the work computer here, when I'm doing a bunch of typing. Meetings, things like that, sitting back a little bit's not that big a deal, especially if I'm only doing a little bit of typing to take some notes. Things like that, all great, fantastically comfortable chair. But lately I've been doing a lot of typing, so I've been having some issues with my right arm and shoulder and things like that, and the way I'm having to lean forward in the chair and sit in it basically improperly to do a lot of typing. So the decision was I would try a few different chairs because I don't want to get rid of the Dexley because it's still working great for me for a lot of other things, but to find a task-oriented chair that'll give me something for just I got to type. I'm going to hop into this task-oriented chair that'll let me sit properly to type. If I end up using it for the whole day, that's great. But if I have a bunch of long meetings, I want to get a bit more comfortable, then I'll go back to the Dexley, back to the mesh chair. And then the mesh chair also great when I'm working here at my personal computer, doing games, doing video editing, that kind of stuff. It works great for that as well. So yeah, not poo-pooing on the Dexter or the Dexley, but it's got a flaw that's caused me some problems. So I'm going to fix that. How am I going to fix that? I'm going to fix it with this. It is a Kendros chair. Picked it up from Staples. It's on sale right now here in Canada for essentially half price. Even full price, it's less expensive than the Dexley. And the idea behind it is it's a low back chair, but it lets me sit very comfortably in a seated position that'll let me do the typing. So it's a task chair to do a task. Let's give a little bit of information quick there. Kendros black bonded leather seating surface. Overall dimensions right there. So not a very big chair, but it is quite comfortable. I sat in one in the store, and again, I'm 6'2", 230-ish pounds, and it sat pretty comfortably. So just be clear, right off the hop here, not a sponsored video. We paid for this chair with our own money. We drove down to Staples, picked it up this morning. So we're gonna see what it's like and go from there. Again, not sponsored at all, but we do have a NordVPN affiliate link. So if you're looking for that extra security, all that kind of stuff, got a link for more information for NordVPN down below with our affiliate link. Just click on the link. Basically, it doesn't cost you anything extra. In fact, you get some deals right now that it's all on. There's a bit of a discount going on right now for the NordVPN, so you can sign up there, and if you do, we get a little bit of money back. But again, not sponsored, nothing like that. But yeah, check the link below. For the Dexley chair, I'll have a link down below too for the review and unboxing of that. And yeah, let's get going. right in the front here, so that you guys can see, not a huge amount going on here. Bubble wrapped arms. This will be the right arm. It does have height adjustment. Screw holes for it are fairly long. I would say about 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters or so. And so yeah, obviously you'll get a little flexibility when you screw that in on how far in or out from the chair you want. Yeah, it's got an R on it right here to say the right, so that is good. And bubble wrap. Save that for stress relief while working. That's a bit of a pro tip. You can buy rolls of bubble wrap at any shipping store. They won't stop you. And yeah, deal with the stress relief that way if you need to. Other arm right on top here. Pull that off, just make sure. Looks like a left. It's got a, there's the L. So yeah, there's the left. Adjustable again. The fabric on here, there's a little bit of cushion. It's kind of a bonded leather kind of thing. Cardboard. Okay, what do we got here? So casters, 5 casters for the wheel and the base. Here is the base for it. It's got a very big, yeah, it's plasticky with a metal insert in here, a ring. But it is a very solid, very thick plastic. Feels quite sturdy. It's not a flimsy feeling plastic. What else do we got in here? Okay, we got a box. Here's the instructions. We'll get into that in a sec. What do we got here? This, what's this guy? Well, that's bubble wrap. It's certainly packed pretty well. Okay, so this is the adjuster base. Everything will connect to. Take that out of the way. So yeah, there are. So obviously this is where it'll go to the base. Tension for the tilt. Just a twist knob there. We also have 3 controls that'll be on the right side. I'll show after I get it back together. So this is the tilt lock. You can lock it forward and backwards. And this is actually for tilting and lift. So to extend and contract the cylinder, which I believe the cylinder is probably in there. But yeah. Okay. Oh, actually, sorry, that's not the tension. The one I showed you initially, that's not the tension. Thought it looked like it was on the wrong side. So that is actually for the adjustment for the height of the back piece. Here's the tension adjustment. My mistake. Down here. Here's the back. Yeah, so the back, nicely padded. A little bit of kind of extra padding right there for lumbar support. Just a screw in or slide in piece is already attached to it. So it looks like it should be a fairly fast assembly when it comes right down to it. And then the last thing in the box, I'll double check, make sure it's the last thing in the box. The last thing in the box is the actual seat itself. It's labeled right on the back, front, right, left, so you know where the arms go. The base will go on there, and that's the front of the chair. So again, it's the bonded leather stuff here. Nice little thickness. The front is kind of nice. So you've got this padding that overlaps. There were some chairs I was looking at where this center piece was thinner. So your legs had a weird cutoff. It just kind of pushed at the back of my knees a little too much, but it's not bad. Decent sized seat. Again, it's going to be for a task, not for sitting in for 8 hours a day. If it works that way, that'll be great. But okay. In the box, that is it. That is all for the box. All right. Let me put some of this stuff up here. So yeah, everything that's in the box. Where'd I put my knife? Okay, so not bad. So you've got different bolts. They got different yellow and blue thread lockers on them. Another piece there. But each of the bags, step 2, part B, step 3, part A, step 5, part C, the tool to do the hex nuts, and then the instructions. And this box should be the cylinder. Right up and down on. Yep. Yeah, cylinders in there. And some plastic. That's good. It's got a plastic housing on it there so that it hides the cylinder and any of the grease that'll be on there, because you'll always get grease being shown on the cylinders as it moves up and down and that kind of stuff. It's just the way of it. So let's get the instructions out here. Okay, product support right on the front. The instructions are, yeah, it's a little booklet. Basically putting it together the easy way. So it's just basically logical instructions. Shows you what it's supposed to look like before you start, in case you didn't go check it out in the store. It's got all the parts labeled. Make sure you got everything, which we should. We've got all the screws. We've got casters that are over there. We've got the base. We've got the telescopic cover. So that's the plastic cover on the cylinder I talked about. There's the cylinder itself. The seat plates with all the controls and everything. The 2 armrests, the seat, and the back. We got all that, and then the tools. So very first step is to put the casters on the base, and then put the cylinder and the plastic telescoping shroud on top of that. So let's do those pieces. This out of the way. Let's get in here and get the casters out. So hopefully this goes right. I'm hoping this this video of this putting together thing is just essentially in real time. So not a lot of editing in between here to do. Makes it easier on my side, but also gives you an idea on how long it takes to put together. Okay, casters go in pretty easy. If I like this, I might be tempted to buy the casters that essentially rollerblade wheels, make it roll around pretty good. I do have my work from home office is here in the basement, and I have some floor mats on the carpet that makes it roll pretty easy, so I don't probably need them, but it's a temptation. There we go, 5 casters around the base. So here's the telescoping shroud. So it just kind of falls apart if you're not careful. But it just, 3 stacking cups essentially with holes in. Take the cylinder out. I've already got a bit of grease in my hands, that's why they've got that. That just sits in there. A little bit of compressed fit. Doesn't fall off very easy, so that's good. And then I'll just slip this on here. Did that work the way it was? Yeah. We'll just put that on there, and then when we get the seat on it, it'll extend up a little bit. Okay, so that's the base. I'm going to put the base aside. Next piece is to put the arms on the seat. So move this out of the way again. And we need the B screws with the yellow. It says specifically in there, part B, the B screws with the yellow on them. As it's for step 2, and that's what we're on. So the instructions are doing pretty good, keeping everything where it needs to be. The tool just fell out, so there we go. So there should be, yeah, there's 6 of these screws with the yellow on it, and yeah, those are 3 per arm. So, and again, they are labeled L and R for left and right, both on the seat and on the arm. So this one's got an R. There's an R right there. So it just lines up. Now I'm pretty big. I'm going to start by having it out a fair ways, but they can be moved in, obviously, or out a certain distance. But I'm just going to get it started. Started. Get the tool going here. Again, I'm going to try and extend it out as far as I can, so you can see you've got about an inch, probably 3/4 of an inch of play there. I'm going to put it out the full way just for my size to be safe. And hopefully the dogs don't come across on the shotgun microphone too bad. Alright, so that is one thing to watch for. Oh, that did slip on me. So just not. I'm trying to get this out a little bit further, as far as I can get it. Got a snug. So yeah, you get more leverage if you can use the small side into the bolt and then use the whole longer side as the lever, but it bumps into that, so you will get stuck using the short side as the lever by putting the long side in. But there we go. They don't need to be on there super strong. You can always adjust those after. That'd be probably an after adjustment to do. Now this one says L. Yeah, there's the L and then L there. So 2 lefts again. So I got a left and a right on the thing, so they didn't rip me off in the arms, but that's good. So yeah, let's get this one on here. This one will obviously take a little bit more playing. This is where second person, even just for a couple of these screws, would be worthwhile. But I'm just going to get this first one started. Line up the other 2. I'm making sure again that I've got it as far out from the chair as I can, width-wise, to give me a little bit more space. And there we go. There's the 2 arms are on it. Left and right arms. I'll adjust and play with those after I got everything else together. And it's just easy once it's all together to lay down on the floor, loosen those 6 bolts and adjust those as you need to. So that's good. That's step 2 completed. Step 3 is going to be putting the big base on this guy. So the nice thing is you can see, of course, it's wider here than it is here. The wider part will go to the front of the chair. So it just it matches up with, there's only 4 screw holes or bolt holes left on the chair. Wider ones towards the front, and then on the bottom towards the back is just smaller ones. So that's good. That all lines up. This uses the step 3 part number A bolts with the blue on them. And then, of course, the same tool to tighten them down. If I haven't somehow flung the tool away, I can find it. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so it's just the 4 with the blue locking stuff on it, thread lock. This is just a little bit of foam that's protecting where the cylinder will go in. Just gonna leave that on there for now. There's a little bit of grease on it, so try and avoid getting it on my clothes. Yeah, so it uses the 2 outside holes here and the outside holes there on this. Get this all lined up. I'm just gonna quickly hand tighten these to get these in spot, and then do a quick little adjust to make sure it's all kind of centered. Yeah, these are a little bit shorter bolts, so you do have to do a little bit of playing just to make sure you can get that initial thread on there, because it's going to sit funny on your table. But once you get it started, it's pretty easy. Not a huge amount to this. This is one there, it's going to take a little bit more playing, just because the control arms right there are kind of in your way of your hand. So you got a bigger hand like mine. It's a little bit tweaky to get the hand tight in there, but once you got it, you got it. It's not that hard. Okay, I'm gonna get that looking nice and centered. I'm gonna tighten it down. Gonna try and do a bit like what you would do when you're tightening it, changing a tire. I'm gonna go crossways, leaving a bolt, and going to the next one, that kind of thing, just so it's getting tightened down relatively easily and aligned as it's going. So there we go. Those are on and they're tightened pretty well. Okay, so the next piece is it goes onto the cylinder. Now I guess once you get it on the cylinder is when you'll put the back on. Okay, so here's the cylinder on the casters. Take that styrofoam off there. And then the hole's right there. Hopefully that comes across in the camera. It just needs to line up and get pushed in. This is not quite the way they want you to do it, but it's an easier lineup. And then it's only a bit of a pressure fit, not even a huge amount of pressure. But there we go, that's on. So yeah, so you got the different things. I will show the different controls once I get it all together. So last thing is the back. It's going to slide in here. And there's one bolt. And all that is not even a bolt. Here, let me get it out here and I'll show you. Hopefully it focuses. But it's actually literally just a plastic plug, black plastic plug that will go into this hole once you have it in the hole there. So make sure this is loose so this can slide in. And I'll show you what I mean. So put this in, slide it down so you can go all the way down, or you can go a fair way up. But while it's down like this, I'm going to put this plug in this hole. Hopefully that is noticeable. So the idea is that when you adjust this, it doesn't fling back out. So again, 6'2", I'm going to put this right at the top and just see how it goes. All right, so there's the chair. You can see that it's leaning forward pretty good. So I'm going to do a bunch of changing and adjusting with the different settings. But that's literally it for the chair until you get you get it down on the floor and you give it some testing. So what you've got is this one here is for the independent back tilt. So you can tilt just the back. I'm going to lock this. So that's locked. Loosen, remove the back. Now, this tension, you go clockwise, it'll tighten it. So now, it's a little tighter, but it's going to take a little bit of tightening to get it good. But there you go. And then of course you can loosen it. And you can also, you get it where you want it, and you lock it. And then it's going to stay there. This one is tilt lock for the whole chair, tilting back and forth. So we'd seen that tilt. So you can, when you're sitting, it's going to be easier. We can tilt it back a little bit and lock it, and it's going to stay. Last one is the lift, all the way up. Doesn't really do much when you push it down, but that puts it up all the way. And of course, if you're sitting on it, you hit it again, and you can lower it. So that's really about it. Arm adjustments, like I showed previously, that's really about it. I'm going to get it in spot where I'm going to use it, and we'll have a little chat after that. I guess quickly before I move it in there, I did say one thing. I noticed that for the tension knob, I said that if you turn it clockwise, it'll get stiffer. That's wrong. It's counterclockwise to get stiffer. That's my mistake. And yeah, for softer, looser, turn clockwise. There is at the back of the booklet a whole sheet of basically a description of what each of the settings do. And yeah, let's get it in spot. Okay, not bad. So about 20 minutes put together. Not a super huge seat, but it fits very well. Again, I'm 6'2", 230-ish pounds. Arms are okay. I think I want them a little bit higher. We'll see how that goes ergonomically. I'm going to turn around and get into my workspace here in a second. But that's not bad. I've got the back up the full way. Again, 6'2", so you can see how far up it goes. Tilt lock is on, so that's as far back as I'm going. Unless this one here, yes. I can go back that far. So not a huge amount. It doesn't tilt the back itself. The whole chair still tilts. So let's just kind of get this where I want it. Lock it. It's all good. Maybe I'll kind of show on this side. So yeah. Furthest one back just does the back. When you push it all the way down, that locks it. Pull it up and you can move it. Move it to where it feels comfortable. Push it down. Is locked again. Middle one is the full chair tilt lock. So right now it's pushed down so it can't tilt. I list it. I start to lean forward a little bit by default. So that's just the way it's kind of sprung. But I can lean back to about there. So of course I can move my back, just the backrest back a little bit more to get a little bit more of a lean. This, I'm not going to do this very long because it's going to cut into the back of my legs, but I can lower the chair. This is the chair at the full height. But that's not bad. So I'm going to get this to kind of about where I want it. And then I'm going to lock it again. Oops, that's the wrong one. This one. There we go. Now it's locked, and I leaned too far back while I was trying to find it. So let's lean to about where I want it. Lock it. Good. The last one is height. Doesn't do anything when you push down, but if you pull it up, sink. Stand up, of course, and like pretty much common with any cylinder chair. Get up to my workspace. This is not awful. Slip over a little bit to the side here. So this keyboard, probably pull it back a little bit to here. Get where I need to be. So I've got it all kind of centered. So this is the monitor I will type on when I'm doing typing reports, those kind of things. So that's what I'll do. This is where the mouse is. Yeah, it's not bad. I might have the armrest just a touch high for that. We'll see how that all goes. But yeah, that's not awful. That's pretty good. And it's not bad for comfort. I can still feel cushion to it. It's, of course, I'm fairly heavy. It's rated for 275 pounds. I'm in the 230 range. I sank down pretty good in the cushioning, but it doesn't feel like I've bottomed out. A lot of inexpensive chairs, you're heavier, you sit in them, and yeah, the cushion means nothing. But this is not bad. It seems pretty good, rolls pretty good. Again, it's a bonded leather. It looks pretty good. It should be good, especially we're going into the winter where the mesh chair actually could feel cool sometimes down here when the furnace isn't running at that, certain transition periods where the upstairs is nice and warm where the thermostat is, so it gets cool down here, that kind of stuff. But this will help retain some heat. So yeah, I think this should be good. I should be able to sit in here, take notes, do that kind of stuff. I don't know if it'll be for a full workday or not, but yeah, that's not bad. And easy assembly, like you saw, that was less than 20 minutes, or around 20 minutes anyway, to do a full install. So that's not bad. Yeah, yeah. Again, not affiliated in any way. We paid for this with our own money. Picked it up this morning from Staples. Again, yeah, it's on sale right now. So that's pretty good for about half off. And even full price is less than the Dexley mesh, but they're a different kind of chair completely. And yeah, the mesh I could definitely spend all day in. I'm just having trouble typing in it because of that back leaning issue. Again, yeah, thank you for watching. Yeah, if you're looking for a VPN type thing, yeah, hit our affiliate link down below. Again, not sponsored, but I've used NordVPN for a couple of years now, and yeah, basically, I've been using it, and I was really happy that they kind of they reached out to us to give us an affiliate link and that kind of stuff, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, so that link will be down below. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.